Hi there, my name is Fernando Briones, and I will be trying to share with you the design process of my Giant Tree level. Before starting, it's important to mention that there were some constraints at the moment of creating these levels. First, to keep the scope of the project small and doable, but mainly because we wanted the possibility for the user to design levels without coding. We have created a fixed amount of tool to create levels, so everything you see in the levels can be created without coding. This this will influence some design decisions, but at the same time will force and will encourage the designer to think and be creative at the moment of creating puzzles, challenges, or events. Also, before starting, I strongly recommend that you start writing your level design document right away and keep updating it along with the level design process. This way, the information will be fresh and you will have a much better document than if you write it after finishing the level. And remember that this document is not only for you, it's for others in your team to help them to understand your vision. So, first thing first, to create a level, we need our main idea. But where do I start creating or imagining my level? In general, like in any design process, you should be working from general to specific aspect of the project. For this level in particular, I started to think in the general theme that I will be working with. In my case, I choose nature. Why? Because I love nature. I love animals, plants, and also I thought that nature will look cool in low poly art style. But what kind of nature? We wanted to create a simple and easy to understand level. So I thought that a forest maybe could be a nice starting point. Forests have many different life forms and you can find almost anything in a forest. So it's simple and easy. But just a forest was too simple. So I thought, what element can I add to this forest that can make the level interesting and at the same time add cool mechanics or gameplay? That's how I decided to add the giant tree. I know that it's not the most original element for a forest, but I really like the idea of working around this giant thing, using it as the main element that will articulate all the level, creating different heights, obstacles, whinnies, etc. So after having this first element and the basic theme, I started to think in the story and the objectives for the level. The story is simple. The forest is being corrupted and you need to find the white blossom and retrieve it to the dying sprout inside the tree. Then I need to choose how I want to represent this corruption inside the level. I thought that water, like in Ori and the Blind Forest, could be a nice element that can give me some cool visual storytelling moments and interesting mechanics because there is many things that you can do with water. I was imagining a level full of toxic water around the tree. I thought this in colors. I imagine that purple for the toxic water and green for the land that can create an interesting and dramatic environment for the level. But just the toxic water was not enough. So I didn't want the water to be just there waiting to kill you. I wanted the water to be part of the gameplay. I needed a mechanic that forced the player to interact with the water. And this way the level will feel more alive and cohesive. And to do so, I thought that some geysers coming out of the ground, made with simple particle system that can block your path or be used to get to tall places, could be a cool mechanic to create puzzle, foreshadowing, and visual storytelling. So now I have the my main idea almost complete. I have some cool mechanics, a good story, and I'm ready to start creating my top-down view map. But before that, it's good to create the level flow curve. This curve, it's going to set the pace of the level, and is in this moment when we put a special attention to those feelings that we want the player to feel, like stress, relax, excitement, etc. Those words may seem just a flavor or fancy words, but it's much more than that. As a level designer, we want to know exactly what kind of feeling are we giving to the player in any given moment of the game. And to do so, a good tool is the level flow curve. This curve is based on contrast, a delicate balance between boredom and frustration. If the level is too hard, it will frustrate the player. If it's too easy, it will bore the player. But if you stay in the middle all the time, it won't create any satisfaction for the player neither. So the key here is to create contrasted moment, like the graph. The graph is an excellent tool to be sure that the level is going to be fun. My personal curve for the level look like this. It's good to add some colors and keywords to make it easier to read and understand, and as you can see, it's constantly creating contrast moment of calm and excitement, but at the same time, the general excitement in the level is increasing to create an interesting and coherent climax.